what builders actually look like. Um, it's hard for me to really explain, I guess, but I can only go from myself as an example because I feel I'm a builder. A builder, to me, is someone who can see something that's they can see something there that no one else can see. There could be nothing in front of them, but they'll see opportunity, and they can formulate a plan and proceed to work that plan. I've started off from zero many times, and every time I've built myself up. In the military, I started from zero, built myself up to a E5, accolades, things of that nature. Got out the military. I always started off at the lowest possible role, I guess you could say. Started off as a regular machine operator, built up my knowledge, and rose to a senior machine operator. Only time I didn't was when I started at Walgreens and when I worked in manufacturing at Applied Medical. I came in as a supervisor. And even then, I started off with two people. Two people on my shift, I built it up to 15. Because I was building something. And the one thing about builders is they learn everything they possibly can about their craft, whatever it is. Learn absolutely everything. Because the intention isn't to learn everything so you can master everything and do it yourself. The intention is to learn everything and master everything so you can pass on that knowledge. That's the most important thing. So, for me, I've always tried to learn as much as I can. So when the next person comes in, I can teach them, and so they can do that, and then I can focus on other things. It's easy as that. At my supervisor role, I built a team of 15 people, learned every machine, and taught every single person every machine, every single process. One-on-one, taught them how to do it, the ins and outs, the good, the bad, what to look out for. And everyone became efficient at their jobs. I built that. And it got to the point to where, we were 15 deep, not including me. And then once we got that big, we were just a well-oiled machine, That's how we work. And I feel builders, they can see something with little and maximize it. Sorry. They can maximize it. So I personally feel that's what a builder really is. In regards to my life, I was just working and performing my wife and just going to work and existing, I guess you could say. I was wanting a peace, chill life. That's all I wanted. And I guess in that span of that time, I was still building. I still bought a property during that time. I was still managing a property during that time. I was building a portfolio. And I did that. Then I met my wife, and then at that point, I was building our life together. It started with me moving where she was. And then after that, got the new job, moved to Maryland. Job fell through, had to find a new job. That's when I got to Walgreens. Once again, I never started off at the very, very top. Started off at the lower spectrum. This time I didn't start off as a cashier though. I started off as a shift lead, which is basically like a shift supervisor anyway. So I did that, and built up my experience, built up everything I could learn, and I was going to school. So I was going to school, working on that while working there. Then eventually I graduated, and after I graduated, I got my degree. Now this is something I picked up from years ago. I started my degree a long time ago, but I dropped out. I wanted to finish it so I could get better opportunities, and I went and finished it. So now I got another level. Now I got my bachelor's degree. Now I can get better paying jobs, right? Instead of just retail. So at that point, now I'm working at these, still working at Walgreens, but I got promoted to assistant store manager due to all the work that I did previously as a shift lead. I just built up my knowledge and built up everything I could learn so I could go there. And then at that point, I'm a store manager, so I'm managing and building my team. This means I'm managing them, helping them work well, and teaching them things, while also hiring new people and helping them learn things and building them up as well. And I did that as well for a while, and then found a better opportunity in manufacturing. So since I love manufacturing, that's what I went for. I went and did it. And once again, I didn't start off as a supervisor. I had to start off at the low end. So just a regular associate. But what I'm doing now is still building. Now I'm building back my resume in manufacturing. Now I'm building up my knowledge in this new space. And now with this as well, I built up a better life to where I can easily afford bills as compared to prior, you know. And prior to that, when I was working at Walgreens, it was very tough. Very tough. We made it work, but it was hard. But you know, I got myself to this point, and built my life to this point to where now it's not as much of an issue. So, you know, real builders, they plan, and then they work their plan. They don't let obstacles stop them. They see an obstacle and they work their way around it so they can still get to where they want to go. That's all I've done. I truly feel that builders do these things. And it's very valuable in being a builder because you can actually see the progress and see the growth. That's the best part. You see the growth and you see the progress and you see where it's headed, and you're like, you know, I actually helped build this. And you take great pride in that. There's no better joy than being a builder. So I would say, in the end, a builder is someone who can take a situation and maximize its potential. Not the fast way, slow and steady, until it gets to a point to where you can look at it and you're like, I did that. I'm Juice Castone, and this is our reset, Unseen Hours.